अरहंत सिद्ध सुर उपाध्याय साधु सर्व अर्थ के प्रकाशी मांगलिक उपकारी है। तीन को स्वरूप जानी रागते भई जो भक्ति काय को नमाए स्तुति को उच्चारी है। धन्य धन्य तुम्ही से काज सब आज भयो कर चोरी बारंबार वंदना हमारी है। मंगल कल्याण सुख ऐसो हम चाहते हो मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। ओ मेरी ऐसी दशा जैसी तुम धारी है। मंगलमय मंगल करण वीतराग विज्ञान नमोता ही जाते भये अरिहंतादि महान करी मंगल करी हो महा ग्रंथ करण को काज जाते मिले समाज सब पावे निज पद राज। We continue with Moksha Marg Prakashak Ji Granth, and the discussion was the nature of wrong knowledge. So in actual, knowledge is never wrong. Knowledge is knowledge. But due to the instrumentality of faith deluding karma, okay, due to the instrumentality of faith deluding karma, knowledge is also said as wrong knowledge. So wrong faith, wrong knowledge. If it's the correct faith, then same knowledge would be considered as right knowledge. So knowledge by itself, it is not right or wrong. Knowledge is knowledge. But when it is preceded by wrong faith, it is wrong knowledge. When it is preceded by right faith, then it is a right knowledge. The other thing that was highlighted here so far is that knowing the purposeful element incorrectly, it is not only the Jnana karma that is into rice, but also the faith deluding karma. And in case of non-purposeful elements, it is only Jnana karma. Okay. So then the question comes, okay, what is, then you consider wrong faith as the chief cause of wrong knowledge. Why wrong knowledge is stated separately? So that is the question that we are going to start now. We are on to page 121. Yes. Yeah. So belief evolves on knowing. Therefore, why not say that wrong faith is preceded by wrong knowledge? So that is the question. From there, we will begin. And Rajesh ji, you read.
Belief evolves on knowing, therefore, why not say that wrong faith is preceded by wrong knowledge? Answer: it is so only. How can belief evolve without knowing? But the name wrong and right is attributed to knowledge on account of instrumentality of wrong belief and right belief, respectively. For example, both misbeliever and true believer, known the gold, etc., objects alike, but the knowledge of misbeliever is termed wrong knowledge, and the knowledge of the true believer is termed right knowledge. Similarly, it should be known that the cause of all wrong knowledge and right knowledge is wrong belief and right belief, respectively. Therefore, when knowledge and belief are described, in the general sense, their knowledge is the cause. It should be mentioned first, and belief is the effect. So it should be mentioned later. And where wrong, right knowledge, belief are being described, their belief is the cause. It should be stated first, and knowledge is the effect. So it should be stated later. Shall I continue, sir? Question.
Yeah, continue.
Knowledge and belief both are produced together. How do you establish cause and effect relationship between them? If the cause is present, then the effect will also be there. Answer. The cause and effect relationship is stated from the point of view that if one is there, the other is there. For example, the lamp and light are found together, but the light will be there only when the lamp is there. Therefore, the lamp is the cause and the light is the effect. Similarly, relationship exists between knowledge and belief. In other words, the cause and effect relationship should be known between wrong belief, wrong knowledge, and right belief, right knowledge. Question. If knowledge gets the name of wrong knowledge when accompanied by wrong belief, then why not state the wrong belief only the cause of samsara, mundane existence? Why is wrong knowledge stated separately? Answer. From the knowledge point of view, only there is no speciality in the correct knowledge produced during Shayopsham in both the misbeliever and the true believer. And finally, the knowledge attains the form of omniscience also in the same way as a river joins the sea. Therefore, there is no fault in the knowledge, but wherever Shayopsham knowledge gets attached, there it knows is attached in only one object, knowable, and due to instrumentality of this wrong belief, that knowledge gets attached in the other unpurposeful objects, knowables, but it does not get engrossed in asserting correctly the purposeful jeev, etc. tattvas. So this is the fault of knowledge. This is termed as wrong knowledge and the right faith about jeev, etc. Tattvas is not involved. So it is the fault of belief. This is termed as wrong belief. Thus, due to characteristic differences, the wrong belief and the wrong knowledge are stated to be different. In this way, the nature of wrong knowledge has been described. This itself is termed as agyan, ignorance, owing to the absence of knowledge of tattvas, realities. And since it does not accomplish the purpose of the self, so the same is termed as kugyan, folly, kugyan.
Yeah. So you see the discussion that we had, that when we just are knowing the objects in a general sense, then the knowledge comes first and the belief comes second. But when we consider regarding the path of liberation, then the belief will come first. So when we are discussing the path of liberation, the belief has to come first, then the knowledge is called the right knowledge. Okay. But in the general sense, knowledge is the cause and belief is the effect. Okay. And when we talk of path of liberation, the belief is the cause and knowledge is the effect. Okay. So both the aspects you should know correctly. So when the purpose is of knowing only, then the knowledge will come first. And in any ways, the belief comes before the right belief comes. There should be before the right belief, the knowledge also is there. Otherwise, how we can ascertain whether it is right or not? So, like we studied in 7 fundamentals, that He, Gne, and Upade. So, all the 7 elements are Gne. Gne means knowables in the first place. And then after knowing its nature, we can categorize into whether it is worthless or it is worth adapting. Okay. So before doing that decision of worth adapting or worthless, we should know it. Similarly, here also, before getting the right belief, the knowledge is always there before that. Okay. So there is no denying about that. But when there is a purpose of uh, bondage and liberation, okay, then we consider belief as the first one and knowledge as the effect. Okay. So this is the cause and effect relationship, and for that they have given an example, that lamp and the light, right? So there cannot be light without lamp. So lamp is the cause and light is the effect. So similarly, in the path of liberation, the right belief is the cause and right knowledge is the effect. And because knowledge attribute and belief attributes, these are two different attributes. So because of both the attributes are different, that's why it has been discussed separately. But in terms of knowledge, what wrong is being done, that also we should understand, and that is explained in the last question, the one that I discussed in the beginning itself. If knowledge gets the name of wrong knowledge when accompanied by wrong belief, okay, then why not state the wrong belief only the cause of mundane existence? Why is wrong knowledge stated separately? What is the purpose of setting wrong knowledge separately? And in terms of wrong knowledge, what is wrong in that? As we said earlier, that knowledge is knowledge. It gets the name of right or wrong depending on the belief, which is right or wrong. Okay. So, what is then the significance of knowledge? Okay. That is the question. Hope you have all understood. Now, coming to the answer, from the knowledge point of view, only there is no speciality. Means there is no difference in the correct knowledge produced due to the psyopsum in both the misbeliever and the true believer. Okay. From the knowledge point of view only, there is no speciality in the correct knowledge produced due to psyopsum in both the misbeliever and the true believer. And finally, the knowledge attains the form of omniscience also in the same way as a river joins the sea. So as the river joins the sea, same thing here also applies, that this knowledge, which is now the sensory knowledge and the scriptural knowledge that we have, that only attains the form of omniscience. So as it progresses from impurities to purities, and when it achieves 100% purity, then it attains the form of omniscience. So the knowledge is the same. The journey is the journey of knowledge is the same. But now it is at this stage where we call it as sensory knowledge and scriptural knowledge. And then when it uh, assumes its full potential, then it is same knowledge is called omniscience. So basically knowledge is knowledge. There is nothing as wrong knowledge and right knowledge. But because of the instrumentality of belief, okay, so that's why the knowledge is also termed as right knowledge and wrong knowledge. Therefore, there is no fault in the knowledge, but but wherever Shayopsham knowledge gets attached means that through that knowledge we are knowing some objects. There it knows only one object. So that is the limitation of our sensory knowledge, that it knows one object at a time, right? It cannot know 2, 3 objects simultaneously. Wherever our active consciousness gets engrossed, it is only on one object. Okay. So whenever our sharp knowledge gets attached, there it knows only one object, okay, knowable. And due to instrumentality of the wrong belief, that knowledge gets attached in the other unpurposeful objects. So if it would be right belief, then that knowledge will get attached in the purposeful objects. But since the belief is wrong, the knowledge also gets attached in the other unpurposeful objects, knowables, but it does not engrossed in ascertaining correctly the purposeful jiva, etc., or the purposeful elements. So this is the fault of knowledge. So now you understood what is the fault of knowledge? That this knowledge gets attached in unpurposeful elements and not on the purposeful elements. That is the fault of the knowledge. Okay. Because this knowledge, wherever it gets attached only, it can get at only one object at a time. It can know only one object at a time. So if it is engaging in non-purposeful elements, then automatically purposeful elements are not known to him. And that is the only fault in knowledge. Okay. This is termed as wrong knowledge. And the right faith about Jeev, etc. tattvas, that is purposeful element, is not evolved. Why it is not evolved? Because it is not knowing the purposeful element. It is knowing unpurposeful elements. So the knowledge will also be not correct. Okay. And that's why the wrong belief prevails. Okay. So it is the fault of belief. This is termed as wrong belief. So because of wrong belief, the knowledge is also acting as wrong knowledge, and it is getting involved in unpurposeful elements, and it is not involving, not getting attached to purposeful elements, and that is the knowledge, that is the fault of the knowledge. That much only. Otherwise, everything depends on belief only. Okay. That's why in the path of liberation, it is always the right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. Without right faith, you cannot have right knowledge or right conduct. So the driver or the steering is the belief system. I'm not there still now. Darshiji, just take it above. Yes. Okay. Thus, due to characteristic difference means both are different qualities. So they have different characteristics of, each have different characteristics. The wrong belief and the wrong knowledge are stated to be different. In this way, the nature of wrong knowledge has been described. This itself is termed as agnan, ignorance. So somewhere it is called ignorance, somewhere it is called wrong knowledge, but it is the same. And what are the three characteristics of wrong knowledge? Can anyone answer? We studied it in the last sem, not this sem, not last sem, third sem, second sem. Just a quick recall.
So is it to do with Kudev, Ku?
No, no, no.
Okay.
So it was the three component were doubt, sanshay, viparya. Viparya means wrong belief. Okay. And the third one was anadhyavasai, indecisiveness. These are the three faults in knowledge which makes the knowledge as wrong knowledge. If these three faults are eliminated, then that knowledge is right knowledge. Okay. So that we studied in, I think, you also studied in Chadala, which I didn't taught, so I don't remember, and it didn't come to my mind. But we also studied this in Tattvagyan part 1. Okay. So I think when you have time, when you have some holidays coming in between, you should brush up, revise the earlier textbooks, just a bird's view. So at least those things that you have studied deeply, that will automatically come to your mind, and you will be able to connect these all connections. The beauty of the whole course is then when you are able to connect simultaneously so many things from different scriptures at the same time, and that is the time that you are able to know that particular concept or object correctly. Okay, so we need some force, because our ignorance is since time immortal, and in this birth we have got access to this true God, true scriptures, and true monk. So why not make it most of this opportunity? Okay, so you should keep on revising as and when you find time. Some Sunday you take up 2-3 chapters from Vitrag Vigyan. All the chapters are not that important. You can make out which are the important ones, and you can just brush up your knowledge, revise it, so that everything will be fresh in your mind. And it is not that you remember it, it is that you can connect it when the time comes. Like just now I said ki what are the 3 components of wrong knowledge. So it should flash in your mind, in your knowledge. Okay, so that is the only advantage if you keep on revising. Okay, as and when you have time, it is not very compulsory, and those who have enough time with them, they should do it very seriously. Okay, so we are all having shortage of time, so that is the complexities of modern life. Everyone is involved in something or the other, and particularly those people who are into business job, they hardly have any time, but still they are making most of the time that they have got at their disposal, and they are utilizing it for their own benefit. That is very nice, and I appreciate that. Okay, but still enough is not enough, in the sense that the more you repeat it, the more it becomes clear. Even if you read this chapter again next year, you will come to know many new things. So repetition in spiritual text is quite okay. In fact, it is recommended. But when we talk of Jain laws, they say that repetition is not something good when you are discussing in the language of laws. Okay, so that is different. But as far as our adhyatam is concerned, repetitions are always good. The more you repeat, the more clarity you have. Okay, so this itself is termed as agnan, ignorance, owing to the absence of knowledge of purposeful elements, that is 7 fundamentals, realities. And since it does not accomplish the purpose of the self, so the same is termed as ku-gyan. Okay, so we have ku-gyan also, kumati, kusrut, ku-avdi. 3 are the ku-gyan or wrong knowledge. Okay, it is termed as ku-gyan or folly. So this is all about knowledge. If you have any questions, you can ask right now. Otherwise, we will move to the next topic, the nature of wrong conduct. So because of wrong faith, wrong knowledge, wrong conduct. Okay. So first it was explained wrong belief. Then it was, now we just finished wrong knowledge. And now we'll move on to the wrong conduct. But everywhere you will see, it is the belief that is the master, we can say master cause, Everywhere belief is the master cause, and the remedy would start with right belief. Okay. And right belief is acquired only when you have the right knowledge, right understanding, right decision, right comprehend. Okay. So these are all the causes. So if you have any questions, I can take up right now. Otherwise, we move on to the next topic. Priyanka ji is there? Yeah. So you have any questions? So
Sir,
yeah,
sorry. So the 3 things that you said, one is indecisiveness,
right.
one is
Doubt.
one
First one is
is
doubt.
doubt.
And the
Doubt.
second one is the second one is perverse knowledge.
Wrong belief.
Perverse knowledge. You take it as perverse knowledge because we are finding faults in knowledge. So
Yeah.
perverse knowledge would be the right word, and it because of wrong belief, the perverse knowledge is there. Okay.
So,
So
so perverse knowledge, is it like biased knowledge,
no,
or is
not
it
correct, wrong knowledge. Perverse knowledge is wrong knowledge. Okay. You are not
okay?
comprehending things as they are. Okay. That
Okay.
is wrong knowledge.
Okay.
So the
Sir, I
three
was just
components
trying.
are doubt, then perverse knowledge, and then indecisiveness.
Indecisiveness.
So if you eliminate
Um.
this for three flaws, then the knowledge will become correct knowledge, सम्यक ज्ञान. तो ये मिथ्या ज्ञान के तीन दोष है, दोष, flaws.
And
Yeah.
so this has to be only in the purposeful elements. If
Yeah.
suppose I have,
Right.
yeah, if I have knowledge in non-purposeful elements, अगर कोई किसी चीज के बारे में information है या knowledge है, for example, the length of a whale, killer whale, but that is not important to me, but I have absolute clarity in that, so there's no doubt, there's no indecisiveness, and there's no perverse knowledge. Still, it will be mithya gyan.
Right. Still it will be wrong knowledge, because unless and until you know the purposeful elements correctly, all your knowledge is termed as wrong knowledge. Okay. So that day we gave you an example that there is a rope and you are considering as snake. Okay. And if you are a right believer, then your knowledge is correct. Even if you are telling it wrong. And the other fellow who is a wrong believer, he says rope as rope and snake as snake. Still his knowledge is wrong knowledge. So there also the logic was there, because he knows the purposeful elements correctly. So all his knowledge is termed as correct knowledge, right knowledge. Okay. So everything depends on how you know the purposeful elements. So that's why our syllabus is very short, only 7 fundamentals, you know it correctly. Their correlation, their what is worth adapting, what is worth manifesting, what is worth taking shelter, and what is worth renouncing. Okay. So if you are able to take these decisions on those 7 fundamentals, then you are through to right knowledge, right belief. Okay. So easy to be happy, right? And there are thousands of causes to become unhappy. So it's very, from that perspective, if you think, no, it is very, very rare to have this kind of, first of all, the access to this kind of knowledge, and the second, your understanding, and the third, your decision. So it needs some special efforts, and it is not that much hard as you have obtained your professional degrees, whatever you have studied, CA, MBA, engineer, doctor, whatever, So those were still very difficult, but this is all very easy because this is our nature, right? So automatically, if you put in little bit of efforts, you'll be able to know. Our scholars, like Todarmalji and Jaichandi Chabda, and then Buddhajanji, Daulatramji, they were, some of them were very small baniya ki dukan, small shopkeeper, They didn't have academic qualification also, and they were also managing just small kirana ka dukan, grocery shop, small grocery shop. And still they were enlightened soul, because it matters what is purposeful elements. It is not that what you know about the world. So it is very difficult in this modern time where you are getting all sorts of wrong knowledge from all angles, wherever you go, you will have whatever you are knowing will not help you in any way to understand 7 fundamentals. But that is the trend, Now to go against this and actually put in right efforts is something very difficult and rare, and you are all are doing, and uh, all know about your result. No, you have all got results or still not got. You'll be able to see it in your Moodle. Anybody has seen it?
I saw what you marked, sir. Whatever you marked for me,
Huh?
I got to see that. Yeah.
And objectives also, no?
Objectives, so we got it that time itself during the exam
Yeah,
time,
that
no?
time itself, but still
That-
everything is
No.
reflecting now. Total result is
No.
reflecting, right?
I don't think so. Only
Why?
your marks were reflecting. I have to check
So
whether.
my marks and objective that puts together is the total marks,
Yeah, that's what. Yeah.
So it is, there are columns. You have to just move laterally, It
Okay.
is, yeah, just try once more. If you are having any problem, you can contact Aditi ji. She will
Okay.
help you. Or
Okay.
Darshit ji also can help you,
Yeah.
right?
Thank you, sir.
And one more thing, that they have simplified the assignments. Now you can just give audio in 1 minute also about the CC1, CC2, CC3. So Prinal ji, I expect you to complete it by this Saturday, okay? Or Sunday, latest by Sunday. Now it's become very easy, but for our own interest and purpose, you can still study whatever has been taught so far. That is a different thing. But as far as the assignment is concerned, please submit everyone on time, and that
Sure.
we should form a habit like this only, okay?
Definitely,
So,
sir.
so I've given you the assignments last week only, right?
Yes, sir. Yes.
But out of that, one topic is still remaining, no? The glory of delusion. So that is still we are going to study maybe tomorrow or next week. So, okay, but you can do that 4 types of desires that you can complete by 10, right? So,
Sure, sir.
so this is again a choice to you, whether you want to complete in 1 minute through audio is still possible, but at least do it in time. That's why they have simplified. Many of the students were not able to catch up on concept clarity. So this much has been simplified, But so our studies goes beyond our exams and assignments, and it is the practical application in our day-to-day life that what matters to us. And with that purpose in mind, you should study everything very seriously. And if you are not able to understand anything anywhere, you can always refer to me personally, and I will be happy to explain it. Okay. Okay. So any other questions?
Sorry, sir.
Yeah.
So can I ask?
Uh-huh.
So two things. Number
Hmm.
one, sir, knowledge understood, like, any knowledge beyond 7 fundamentals is wrong knowledge.
Hmm.
But sir, just coming back to the example of rope and snake.
Snake, right.
Now, although this is not within 7 fundamentals,
Hmm.
but अगर मैं रोप को स्नेक समझ के पकड़ लूंगी,
Hmm.
तो सर उसका नॉलेज तो होना चाहिए ना कि मतलब ये रोप है, मतलब ये स्नेक है, उसको मैंने, अगर मेरे पास उसका नॉलेज नहीं हो, मैंने उसको रोप पकड़ लिया, समझ के पकड़ लिया, तो मैं तो गई.
So that example is given just to tell you that it doesn't matter, right? Now, even if you catch that snake, right? If you have a Sata ka Uday, he will not do anything to you, right? And if it is Asata Uday, then even if you know it correctly or don't know it correctly, it comes from behind and bites you. What you will do? So these are all
Mhm.
very, I would say, not very intelligent questions, because at the end of the day, everything is depend on our understanding, right? So if our understanding is correct, if we have a right knowledge, you know the purposeful elements very correctly, then in every sphere, whatever decision you take, that all will be right in the sense that it it is affecting your path of liberation. So whatever you will do in your life, you will always consider the path of liberation as your priority, and then everything else will take backseat to that. And whatever happens will by destiny anyways. It's all very fixed, what is going to happen to whom and when and what time. Only we don't know. That's why there are uncertainties prevailing. But as you will, the next topic that we are going to cover is sequence bound modification, Krambat Paryay. There we will understand this only, that each and every substance in this universe, his past modification, his present modification, and his future modification are all fixed. It cannot be altered. Even Tirthankars, they are the people with highest level of auspicious karma. Even they cannot alter it, Adinath Bhagwan took 1000 years to manifest omniscience knowledge. And Bharat Chakravarti did in 48 minutes. And Mallinath Bhagwan took 6 days. So that means Bharat Chakravarti is the more uh, uh, more intelligent, or more, I can say, more good in effort. No, it is not so. All the 3 types of modification, past, present, future, are all prefixed. It will happen on the right time only. There is never a wrong time. It is always things happening on right time only, right? So that we will study in the next paper, and it's a very interesting subject. It will release your tension of what will happen. We do always have worries, some kind of the other, and it is also okay to have worries at some point of time because of the situation which we are in right now. But this principle will help you to evolve from that, and you will be more fearless and tensionless with this knowledge of sequence bound modification. Okay. And there are some
sir.
very good concept in that also. So that will take up there. So it is
Okay.
not having a wrong knowledge about unpurposeful elements will put you in some wrong situations. It is not like that. It all depends on your karmas, past karmas, and your present efforts. And moreover, it's the intent that is more important. Now, if you have an intent of saving a life of even the tiniest of the living being, okay, and still by mistake you kill somebody, then also you are not binding karmas, because your intent was to save, right? Your intent was not to kill, right? And the one who walks recklessly without any consideration to small insects, whether they are getting killed or not, he is least interested. Then even if he is not killing, he is binding tons of karmas. So everything boils down to your understanding, to your intent, to your attitude, that is binding the karmas. It is not our body activities, it is not our speech activity, it is not our mind activity. It is our understanding and the kind of attitude that we have in life. So we do repair work at that level, at the attitude level, understanding level. So if our understanding is correct, then our everything else will take place on its own. Okay. So the emphasis is on the understanding. That means the belief. So your belief has to be correct. And when we say correct belief, it means correct belief about the purposeful elements. Okay.
Okay. Thank
This
you,
was
sir.
the one reason. And the other reasons, most of the things are covered in purposeful elements. So whatever has a direct impact in your life, that it was a snake and you considered it as rope, so that will not happen. Just giving an example to make you realize the importance of right belief. That's why that example is given. That example is not given that you don't know anything about the worldly life and you get pain everywhere. It's not that. Even by acquiring right belief, even your worldly knowledge will also improve. And it will improve in that manner that it is conducive to your spiritual upliftment. So it is never like that. So the right belief makes you more responsible, more, you will be able to practice more sympathy, and more than important is the empathy. You will put the other fellow, you will see that if I have been in that place, what would I have done? And you will able to consider those situations also. And then you will act accordingly with other people also. So your outer behavior will also improve. Your inner behavior is already improved. That's why you are enjoying. And whatever you do, you will have this wisdom along with you in whatever you do. So it will be all correct only. Okay. This example is just to give you highlight you the importance of the right belief.
Okay, sir.
Because the scientific world believes in only in knowledge, So,
So, but this is actually coinciding with the research also. Like we read research papers. If anything is in doubt, anything is inconclusive findings, undecisive, or perverse knowledge, or the data was not properly evaluated. So we consider it as wrong knowledge. Like we discard it. So it kind of like the same principles, but ours were written like many ages ago, and now it's been like published. Sir, this is not related to right knowledge, but that session that happened on Sunday, I think one of the speakers said like Chatam Kal, everybody is going to be Narki. So I wanted to ask separately. So we are in Pancham Kal, no, right now?
Right.
So, sir, if we die now, like in Pancham Kal, and we get rebirth in Chatam Kal, then we are definitely going to go to Narak.
So there is no such rule as such, but he was just highlighting that we are in the best time right now. So if you are born in a sixth era, what possibilities you have there, that was being discussed. So never get distracted with this kind of statement, and never worry also, because when you are understanding the Jinwani so seriously, you are destined to get liberated in 3-4 births only, max. Because in this time, if you are having first the access to this kind of knowledge, and then your interest, and then you getting a means, and you are able to pursue. All these are rarest of rare things. So never worry. There is Acharya Padmanandi. He says that a person who listens to Jinwani gladly, he is going to get liberated very soon. So never have this kind of questions that hum bhavya hai ki abhavya hai, whether I will get liberated or not. No chance. We are all going to get liberated very soon. Now, very soon could be 3 birth, 4 birth, 5 birth, 10 birth, 15 birth. 15th is the maximum in number of births. And time-wise, it is Earth Pudgal Paravartan. But that's a very long period. Okay. But once you develop right belief, syllabus is so short, I'll just explain you. Once you get the right belief, it doesn't matter whether you get liberated after Adpudgala Paravartan or you get liberated after 48 minutes. Doesn't matter. Why doesn't it matter? Because you believe yourself to be a soul, and you believe yourself to be only a knower and seer. So what difference does it make whether you see that you are still in mundane existence or you have got liberated? What difference does it make? It does not make any difference to your belief, right? You are a knower and seer by nature, right? So that is being manifested. So there is no problem. Even if I have to go Narak tomorrow, okay, from this birth only, doesn't matter. There also I will be a knower. It does not
so
mean
that knowledge will go with you.
Yes, whatever knowledge you have acquired here in terms of this purposeful elements and the Jinwani, whatever you have wrote, that will carry with you in the next birth. But whatever this Sayopsham knowledge, the worldly knowledge, the knowledge of your, say, doctory or engineering or MBA or whatever, that will remain here only. That will be end here the time you leave this world. Okay. In Chedala, you must have read that there is nothing good than Samyak Gyan. Samyak Gyan An, what is that?
Samyak Gyan na sona an jag mein
Jag mein, right, that one only.
firat something.
Yeah. So there it mentions that this knowledge will come with you, this right knowledge. Okay. So we should not worry about those things. And still those things are mentioned in scriptures because some people connect to those kind of concepts. So there are different people having different traits and different characteristics and different level of understanding and different ability. So everything is mentioned here in Jinwani, but that does not mean that everything is applicable to you. Okay. So
Thank you, sir. So I
we
just thought like as a female,
we go to a
I'll
chemist
give birth.
shop. We go to a chemist shop. There are 1,000 medicines, but all are not for us. The kind of disease that we have, we buy that medicine and come back. That's all. So similarly, there are certain things, many things written in Jinwani, but everything is not applicable to you. You have to customize it according to your situation and the kind of understanding that you have. So it is our own personal responsibility because the books have been written from a particular angle, you know. That's why this kind of exceptional examples are given so that you become very sincere in your understanding.
Thank you,
Okay.
sir.
Anything else?
Yeah, sir. Can I ask a question,
Yes,
please?
yes. Go ahead.
So when you were talking earlier or just a few seconds ago about Shayopsham Nan,
Right.
then when you're reading all these shastras and the books that we're going through, for example, in this course,
Right.
and some of us maybe are better at grasping or remembering or whatever.
Right.
So can we say that some people have a better Shayopsham Nan than others,
Yes.
and that's why their memory is better.
Yes.
But when you're learning about these shastras, which is also now connected to your Shayopsham Nan to remember or to connect the dots,
Right.
would you take that in your next life or would that get left behind?
Yes, you will take that in your next life in the sense that you will not remember the words, but the underlying principle that you have in your mind, right?
Okay.
So the subhuman beings, like elephant and lion, they manifest right belief in that state, right? Like
Right.
Mahavir Bhagwan's previous birth, he got right belief in the birth of a lion. Okay. So lion does not know 7 fundamentals name, but
Yeah.
he knows that this is good for me, this is not good for me. That much he knows. He may not know the name of the 7 fundamentals, but he knows that I am Jeev, everything else is non-Jeev, and these are the sentiments that is beneficial to me, that is Samvar, Nirjara, and these are the sentiments that are harmful to me, Asrav, Bandh, and this is liberation that I will get. So this much understanding he has got at that time. He may not know the names. So this kind of things will carry on, right? You may not remember the 7 fundamentals, like you take birth, in the next birth and you immediately start saying Jeev, Ajeev, Asrav, Bandh, Sambar, Nijara, Moksha. No, it's not that. But the understanding that you carry. So like, I'll give you an example. Now we have got access to this. Now, if I take my life, I was nowhere in religion. Okay. I was totally opposite from, my life was opposite from religion. In no way I was connected to religion. But one fine day, I don't know how the connections came and I got interested and everything happened automatically. So that means I had done something good in my previous birth also. I am carrying forward that knowledge also. But because of some karmas that I bound, for that period of life, I was not having access to this knowledge.
Okay. So your Shayopsham Gnan in this life matters, in short.
Shayopsham Gyan that you put to use in studying Jinwani. Okay?
Yes.
And not the Shayopsham Gyan that you used in stock market or any else business field or whatever.
Yes. Okay.
So
thank you so much.
So the understanding is important. So you will carry forward the understanding. and not the words,
Okay.
So I have one question.
Hmm.
I just right now you're saying that certain things like everything is predetermined.
Right,
So whatever is going to happen is going to happen,
right,
and there's nothing that can be changed.
right.
So I have a question. So like, say for example, if everything is pre-written, then how will Nirjara work, sir?
How?
How will Nirjara work? The
Nirjara,
process of
Nirjara.
removing.
So Nirjara
Yes,
is
sir.
also predetermined. Your efforts is also predetermined. Very famous question on sequence bound modification, our next topic. The famous question
Okay.
is that everything is predetermined. Then what is the use of putting in efforts?
Right. No, that I understand, sir. Without putting in any efforts, you
No,
can't
no,
get an.
no, no. That is the question of sequence bound modification. The most important question that many people are not able to understand. Right? If
Right.
everything is predetermined, then why you are asking us to do efforts? Efforts is also predetermined, so that will happen automatically. That is the question. Okay. And that I will not answer right now. That we will cover in sequence bound modification. But whenever you read that topic, you should have this question in mind that if everything is predetermined, then what is the efforts that we have to put in?
Right,
So
sir.
this is the main question of the whole topic, sequence bound modification, and I will just give you some time to ponder over it, and it automatically come to your mind. It is not that something that for that you have to study, You just
Right.
keep that question in your mind and it will be answered in that topic. And still meantime, you explore all the possibilities, all the possible answers that you can think of.
All right, sir. Got it.
Okay.
Yes, yes.
So if you stay connected in class, you will be knowing good things every week, And this is the best thing that you can do live classes, Now this question in your mind, you can ask if you are attending live. But with recording, what is the problem, Sometimes we get a call, so recording is going on and we are not that serious while listening to recordings. So I
Correct.
always insist on attending live. Even if you have 100 other things to do at this point of time, you should do this thing first. Okay.
Correct.
Everything else will happen according to destiny. But this is where you need to put your efforts.
Correct.
Yes. Priyanka ji,
So one last question for today.
no
So
problem.
that eight-petaled lotus
Ah,
that you mentioned, that's
right.
situated near our physical heart.
Hmm.
So is that subconscious mind?
That Todarmalji discussed about that. I never read anywhere else this one. So Todarmalji, what he was trying to tell is that that is a part of the body, 8 petals, heart. Okay. So that is a part of the body, and subconscious mind is the exactly something dealing with connected to the soul. Okay. So after all, in worldly language, we call it as subconscious mind, but in our Jinwani, we call it as Gyan. It is only all Gyan. There is nothing mind in Jinwani. It is all Gyan. And and Man is a instrumental cause for this kind of knowledge. Okay. So
Shuddh Gyan, Mati Gyan is the characteristic of our soul.
yeah, it is the characteristic. It is the quality of our soul. Knowledge is the quality of our soul. So everything that you know, that you understand, that you put in efforts is all function of the soul only, right?
Okay.
So with
So it has nothing to do with that.
So the knowledge
lotus.
is the only tool that we have to get ourselves liberated. And if we put it to correct use, we will be benefited.
Okay, sir. Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay. So we move on to the next topic, the nature of wrong conduct. Okay. And Prinalji, you read.
The nature of wrong conduct. Now the nature of wrong conduct is being described. The passional disposition which is produced due to the rise of Charitra Mohaniya, conduct deluding karma, is termed as Mithya Charitra, wrong conduct. Here one is not found with the conduct of self-intrinsic nature and instead wants to follow the false conduct of the non-self nature, which does not materialize. Therefore, its name is wrong conduct. The same is being explained. The nature of the self, soul, is knowing and saying, but the self does not remain a seer and a knower only. Whatever objects he sees and knows, he believes them to be beneficial, harmful. Therefore, due to attachment aversion feeling, he wants the association of some objects and dissociation of some objects. But the association or dissociation is not in his hands because no substance is the creator or destroyer of any other substance. All substances modify according to their respective nature. He unnecessarily becomes agitated due to passional disposition. And if by chance a substance modifies according to his desire, it has not modified by his efforts to modify it that way. As a cart moves, and if a child, by giving a push to it, believes that I am moving it, then his belief is false. If it moves due to his efforts, then why does he not move it when it does not move? Similarly, the substances modify on their own, and this jiva, by knowing that modification, believes that I am modifying these this way, but his belief is false. If the substances modify due to his efforts, then why does he not modify them when they do not modify in the desired fashion? Rarely it happens so that the substance modifies incidentally according to his desire. Most of the modifications which he does not like are seen modifying in their own way. Hence, this is a confirmed fact that the association or dissociation of anything is not caused by our effort. And if the dissociation of the objects are not caused by our effort, then what is the sense in indulging in passions? Only the self becomes miserable, as in some marriage ceremony, etc. Someone's advice is not followed at all, and then he of his own indulges in passions. Then he himself becomes miserable. Similarly, one should know here, therefore, indulging in passions is baneful like churning of the water. Hence, the tendency of this passion is called Mithya Charitra, wrong conduct.
So you see that our inherent nature is just to know and see. But we does not remain a seer and knower only. Whatever object he sees and knows, he believes them to be beneficial, harmful. So the fact is, there is no object in this universe which is beneficial or harmful to anybody. But he does not remain a knower and seer. When you are a knower and seer, what is beneficial, what is harmful? Nothing. Okay. But as I said, even if I go to Narak, what difference does it make? Because I am only a knower and seer. So there is nothing called harmful to me. Even if I go to Narak, there is nothing harmful to me. Even today, right now, there are many right believers in Narak right now. With all those pains and all in between that also, they are able to absorb happiness from within. Because they are right believer, they have got the connection. So outside, they are being inflicted so much of pain, you know. You must have seen that Narak Darshan movie where they have done it, what you call it, animation form, you know. They have tried to depict. And the other day, I also shared one museum that has come up in Thailand or somewhere on that museum was about the depiction of hellish life. You must have all seen video of that. So, you know, in spite of so much of pain, he is still happy. Now, how he is happy? Because his belief is correct. So, he believes himself to be a soul. So, whatever pains are afflicted on the body, he does not consider those as his own. He's just a knower. So whatever object he sees and knows, he believes them to be beneficial, harmful. So there is the mistake. And why this happens, you know? Why you consider some object to be beneficial and some harmful? Can anyone give me the reason? What is the reason behind that?
So because it's your delusion, sir.
Correct. Because of delusion, he considered some objects to be beneficial, some objects to be harmful. Wrong belief is also correct. Okay. Delusion, wrong belief, whatever you say, correct. So there is nothing harmful or beneficial in this universe, but this fellow, because of delusion, because of wrong belief, he believes something to be beneficial. And the one that he thinks this is beneficial, he develops a feeling of attachment to that. And the one that he feels is harmful, he develops a feeling of aversion to that. And the aversions and attachment continues. And this is our chief cause of sansar. So it starts with delusion. So first you get rid of delusion, automatically the attachments and aversions of that anantanubandhi, that will go. There will be still attachment and aversions, but anantanubandhi level will go. Then there are three others levels, apratyakhyan, pratyakyan and sanjvalan. So those will remain. But the main cause of bondage, that delusion has gone. So now the bondage is very less. Its bondage is still there, but it is very less. Okay. So therefore, due to attachment aversion feeling, he wants the association of some object and dissociation of some object. But their association or dissociation is not in his hand. Again, it is not in his hand, because no substance is the creator or destroyer of any other substance. All substances modify according to their respective nature. Okay. So it is not in our hand. Each substance is independent. Okay. And it modifies according to their respective nature. He unnecessarily becomes agitated due to passional disposition. So you are understanding the whole connection. Because of delusion, some objects are considered to be beneficial, some are harmful, but in reality, there is no object beneficial or harmful to anybody. It is your own luck, destiny, it is your own rise of karmas that makes an object beneficial or harmful. I'll give two examples. One is of rain coming. For a potter, it is harmful. For a farmer, it is beneficial. When a couple meets, there is a affection to each other, okay, feeling of affection to each other. But when they get divorced, the same object, both are same, but now they are not on meeting terms, they are not on talking terms, they don't want to see each other's face. So the same object, at one point of time it was beneficial to you, and now it is harmful. So we come to that conclusion that object itself is not beneficial or harmful. It is how you perceive it, how is your rise of karma, that all factors decide whether it's going to benefit you or harmful. Teacher teaches in a class, there are 30 students. Same teaching for all the students, okay? One comes first, one comes second, one comes last, one is a failure. So why this differences? Teacher is same, teaching is same, okay? But the destinies are different for each student, okay? So these are some of the variable factors that are there in our life. So what we can do best in these situations? You understand the purposeful elements very correctly, then everything else will you will be able to find a solution to each and every problem in your life. Because you don't unnecessarily manifest passions, you know. ये बुरा है, ये बुरा है, बुरा कोई होता नहीं है. At some point of time, it is bura for you, and at some other point of time, he is the most beneficial to you. So it all depends on our karma, on our past impressions, on our understanding, on our present efforts. So there are a lot of factors that goes into those actions, you know. So it is not only one factor, there are 5 factors, you know. So everything happens like that only. So let me finish this, then I will take your question, Darshit ji. 1 minute. Huh? So he wants the association of some object and dissociation of some object. So it is not in our hand. All substance modify according to their respective nature. And those are absolutely again fixed. You know, each particle in this universe is its future course is fixed. When it will turn into a karma, when it will detach from us, everything, the whole journey is fixed. He unnecessarily becomes agitated due to passional disposition. Now here it is written passional disposition. Why? Because we are now understanding nature of wrong conduct. And when we say conduct, it is the charitra monia karma. Okay. Conduct deluding karma that is into play. Okay. So that's why it is called passional disposition. But along with that passional disposition, there is delusion also is there. Okay. So that you must understand, wherever it is written passional disposition, that means the delusion is also there along with that. Okay. So, but Todarmalji had written at one place, in Hindi, I just found out today morning, I was just referring in the 2nd chapter, the page number was 20. 1 minute. 26, 27. 27, 28. So in Hindi it is 27. I'll just give me 1 minute. In fact, I wanted to refer to show it to you today itself. So it has come. So let me just give me a minute. I'll find it in English and we will read that also. So 26, 27. Okay. Bondage, bun. See, page number 38. Darshit, you will take it to page 38. Only 2 lines. Further, yeah, this line only. Further wrong belief, that means wrong belief means mithyatva, delusion, and anger. So wrong belief is darshan monia, faith deluding karma, and anger is passion. So passion is conduct deluding karma. Further wrong belief and anger, etc. So anger, etc. means all the passions, 25 kinds of passion. Dispositions are evolved due to the rise of moh, deluding karma. All these dispositions are collectively termed as kashai, passions. So that means everywhere it will be mentioned as passions, but you should consider that wrong belief with passions. Okay. So wrong belief is not mentioned anywhere, but you should consider that it is because of wrong belief, the passions are harmful. If the wrong belief is not there, then let the passions be there, but you will not become miserable. You will still be happy. Okay. Because your belief is correct. And this charitra monia, karma is also there and the passions are also manifesting. But that impact will be very less. Because without delusion, the whole strength of the passion goes off. You know, this one line and the next page, one more line, we'll see Page number 29. No, not 29. 28, sorry. Oh, it's, oh, 1 minute. Ah, 1 minute. I'll find out in Hindi first and then I will. Okay, it is in the same paragraph itself. Okay. The last line. Those who do not want, page number 39, fourth paragraph. Those, yeah, here only. Slightly down. Slightly down. Down, not, sorry, up. Sorry, up. Yeah, this line. Bas. Those, last line. Those who do not want to get bonded should not indulge in passions. Now you see, so people believe that the passion is the chief cause, but no, it is delusion with passion that they mentioned in the previous page, that first of all, there is wrong belief, and because of wrong belief, these passions are there. So the passion is not the chief cause, but many of the scholars also read it this way only, passions. It is not only passions, but delusions with passions. So these two lines I wanted to highlight. This we studied in chapter 2. I don't remember whether I highlighted these or not, but now I have highlighted this. So we come back to our the nature of wrong conduct. So this is the chief cause, and if by chance a substance modifies according to his desire, it has not modified by his effort to modify it in that way. It is just a coincidence. As a cart moves, and if a child by giving a push to it believes that I am moving it, then his belief is false. So because of our false belief, we believe that I have done this, I have done that, I have done that. But in reality, we are not doing anything. We are just only an observer. By default, we are an observer. Whether we believe ourselves to be observer or not, it is immaterial. But by nature, we all are observer only, not doer. This is in our inherent nature. Now, if we discard our inherent nature and if we believe ourselves to be a doer, then nobody can help us, right? So it is all our belief only. Okay. So the example is given is very nice. Similarly, the substances modify on their own, and the jiva, and this jiva, by knowing that modification, believes that I am modifying this way, but his belief is false. Okay. So nothing is happening according to our expectations. Nothing is happening according to our functioning. It is all happening automatically. The whole universe is moving. The whole universe is in auto mode. Everything is happening independently. Nobody is doer of anything. But because of our delusion, we believe that we are doing it. Second last paragraph, page number 124. Yeah. In the beginning itself, second paragraph. And if the dissociation of the objects are not caused by our effort, then what is the sense in indulging in passions? So we are unnecessarily indulging in passions because this association and dissociations are not caused by our effort. It comes automatically. Only the self becomes miserable as in some marriage ceremony, etc. Someone advice is not followed at all. Then he of his own indulges in passions. Then he himself becomes miserable. Similarly, one should know here. So this is the end result of our understanding of this knowledge, okay? That we should not manifest passions, right? By correct understanding, not by just suppressing the passions. No, just by correct understanding, the passion only will not rise. That is the right way to discard passions, okay? Now, supposing your servant breaks a glass, you scold him. Why? Because you believe that he is the doer. But in reality, when you realize that he is not the doer, those particles of glass that has to dissociate themselves. So the glass fell, right? So if you are able to make out so much of things at that point of time, then definitely you will not have passions on that your employee. You will say only, कोई बात नहीं, हो जाता है, मेरे से भी हो जाता है. You will make light of that, and that fellow also will feel relaxed, and you will bind auspicious karma at that point of time. And if you scold him that time, you will bind inauspicious karma. So these are the differences that is going to make in our life when we understand this principle, and not only understand. Of course, when we say understand, that means it will come into application. But we need to purposely apply it, intentionally apply it. Okay. Then he becomes miserable. Similarly, one should know here. Therefore, indulging in passion is vainful, worthless, like churning of the water. If you churn water, you are not going to get anything, right? Hence, the tendency of this passion is called mithya charitra, wrong conduct. Because all these passions are vainful. You can avoid it by correct understanding, So first the delusion will go. Along with delusion, the Anantanubandhi Kashai, the other day, passions, that binds infinite karma. Okay, that is Anantanubandhi Kashai. So along with delusion, Anantanubandhi Kashai will go. All the three Kashais will still remain, but its power will go. Because of delusion has gone, the power of all the three levels will also go. It will be just a mere existence only, but no power. Okay. So that much passion will go away when you get rid of delusion. So our first target should to get rid of delusion. And to get rid of delusion, you have to develop the correct understanding of the 7 fundamentals. Now, Darshitji, your question.
Okay, thanks. Okay, my question is a bit sort of in a roundabout way, but it entails some of the things that we've been talking about today. So let me start with saying, we talked about there's no good or bad, and then substances modify on their own, right? Then in some previous book or earlier in, I think might be Chardala, we talked about Vatsalya Bhav, right? And the world talks about, when you talk to friends and stuff, they say, you should love everyone, be nice to everyone, all that sort of stuff. So on this basis, like if I look at this class and I look at you as a teacher, then I feel very strongly that I wish we can all move forward in this journey and get to moksha. So if you bring that into the whole equation, then isn't that some sort of an attachment there?
Yeah, of course, at some level it is an attachment. So what is attachment at one level will automatically be, you automatically will become detached at some point of time. Okay. So it is not a permanent attachment. Okay. It is an attachment at some level, but that level again depends. If you are without delusion, then that level is so nothing. So one who is a right believer, he loves all the beings of the universe just because they are all souls like us only. Right?
Yes.
So you should extend your liking to each and every soul of this universe. And that's a very good feeling on our part. Even if when we do pratikramana in the night, at that time we say that if I have hurt anybody knowingly, unknowingly, now this 10 lakshan will come, we will say Uttam Shama, Why? Because each and every individual is a god like me, and they are not doers of things. If anything is happening wrong in my life, it is not because of them. It is because of my past karmas, my past impressions. Okay. So we should see everyone as innocent soul, nirdosh soul. Okay. Each and every soul. So if you develop that kind of understanding for each and every soul, your life will become blissful. Because you will not manifest passions. इसने मेरा बुरा किया, कोई कर ही नहीं सकता है. Nobody can do it. So again, those statements that you should like everyone are all from Charna Yoga. And what we are discussing right now is Dravyan Yoga and Karnan Yoga. Okay. So there are different perspectives. So if you apply all the four, you will get a good balance. But if you are applying one, then you might have misunderstanding at one level or other level.
So if you still have that softness towards people or whoever you have softness towards, as long as you know that it's not in your hands, it's just happening, and you're just a seer and doer in that equation, then that's how it should be, right?
Yes, that's how it should be. But even if that does not happen, still you can understand, no? Ki, like at the back of the mind, you have all the understanding. On the spot, you cannot have that understanding immediately. At that point of time, those things may not come to your mind and you may express anger or whatever passions at that point of time. But later on, you realize that. And then this is how the passions will go, because it doesn't go overnight. It takes time. So first you will develop a strategy that I should not manifest passions. Why? Because manifesting passion is futile. It is vainful. It is worthless. It is not serving any purpose. On the contrary, it is hurting me. I'm not able to manifest my qualities because of these passions. Okay. So that way, first you develop an understanding. Okay. You make a strategy that intentionally I will not manifest passions. Now this is your understanding. Okay. But when the time comes, it will not go away immediately. You will still manifest anger. You will still manifest deceitfulness. You will still manifest greed. All this will happen initially. But with time, it will gradually go. But the understanding has to come that this is something that I don't want to manifest.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Good. You are understanding very nicely. I'm very happy about that. And Prinalji, I'm also happy about you that you have stick to the course, because I thought some point of time with your commitments in business and other field, you were not able to attend classes, but you were somehow doing the homeworks. Homework means assignments. You are completing the assignments, but now this time you are attending classes. I'm happy about that. And this will help you in your spiritual journey. And it is like a fast track process,
I'm just trying to prioritize this over everything else, sir.
Yes, good.
That's my try, actually.
Good.
Yes, sir.
I applaud that.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.
All because of you, sir.
No. Again, how can I be a doer?
You are being
You want to make me a doer?
No, you are being the Nimit, sir.
Yeah, Nimit is okay. Nimit means akarta, not doer, non-doer. Okay. Okay, so we'll meet tomorrow and we will take this forward. A very nice discussion. The whole of Moksha Prakashak 3rd and 4th chapter, actually it is not to make you understand, but you have to understand yourself. Even if you read yourself, you will be able to understand. There is nothing very hi-fi or something very complicated into this. It is all very simple, but only thing is that you have to read it again and again to understand it. Okay. But still, we are explaining it in class word by word. And if you have any questions, we are also taking up that. So, but you should put in efforts to read it again and again. So these are some of the very important things that are explaining us why these passions are happening, why the delusion is there. So these are some of the causes that we should know to eliminate those things. ओके निज निधि निज में बताई, यह अनंत उपकार है उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार है, उसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना 7 बार।